The year is 2025, the American landscape. Once a symbol of boundless opportunity and natural beauty is now a battleground, not against a foreign enemy, but against the very forces of nature itself. A terrifying new reality is unfolding across the United States as a relentless wave of extreme natural disasters strikes the nation with unprecedented force and frequency. From coast to coast, the country is reeling. Imagine this. On the West Coast, California is ablaze. Wildfires, fiercer and faster than any seen before, are tearing through forests, hillsides, and sprawling suburbs. The sky, for hundreds of miles, is choked with a thick, orange haze. The air tastes of ash. Millions are under evacuation orders, fleeing their homes with only what they can carry. Watching in their rearview mirrors as entire communities are swallowed by flames. These aren't just wildfires, they're firestorms, creating their own weather systems, defying even the most heroic efforts of firefighters. The iconic Golden Hills of California are turning black, scarred by a disaster that seems to have no end. At the very same time, a different kind of catastrophe is unfolding in the South. In Texas and along the Gulf Coast, the problem isn't fire, but water. Stalled hurricanes and supercharged storm systems are dumping record-breaking amounts of rain, turning streets into raging rivers and neighborhoods into murky lakes. Houston, a city that has known floods before, is facing a deluge of biblical proportions. Families are trapped on their rooftops, waiting for rescue boats that are stretched to their limits. The floodwaters, contaminated with chemicals and debris, are a toxic soup, bringing the threat of disease long after the rains have stopped. The economic heart of America's energy sector is literally underwater, with ripple effects that will be felt globally. Now, let's turn our gaze to the heartland. The Midwest, America's breadbasket, is being torn apart by an outbreak of powerful tornadoes. Swarms of twisters, some a mile wide, are carving paths of destruction across states like Oklahoma, Kansas, and Iowa. The warning sirens have become a constant, terrifying soundtrack to daily life. Storm chasers and meteorologists are reporting phenomena they've never witnessed, with storms forming and intensifying at an alarming rate. Entire towns are being wiped off the map in minutes. The aftermath looks like a war zone. Homes reduced to splinters, cars twisted into unrecognizable shapes, and lives shattered in an instant. The very land that feeds the nation is being ravaged. And it doesn't stop there. In the Northeast and the Pacific Northwest, regions typically known for their milder climates, a silent killer is at work. Extreme heat. The concrete and asphalt of urban centers are turning into ovens, creating dangerous heat islands where temperatures soar to deadly levels. Power grids are failing under the immense demand for air conditioning, plunging millions into darkness during the most dangerous times. The most vulnerable, the elderly, the young, and those with pre-existing health conditions are at the greatest risk. Hospitals are overwhelmed with cases of heat stroke and dehydration. It's a disaster that you can't see, but you can feel it, pressing down with suffocating force. What we are witnessing in 2025 is not just a series of isolated, unlucky events. This is a synchronized, nationwide crisis. The data coming in is staggering. Experts at NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, are reporting a dramatic spike in what they call billion-dollar disasters. In the past, a year with 10 such events was considered extreme. In 2025, we are on track to see that many in a single season. The economic toll is astronomical, reaching into the trillions of dollars. But the true cost, the human cost, is immeasurable. Homes, businesses, and critical infrastructure are being destroyed at a scale that is overwhelming our ability to rebuild. Supply chains are broken. Food and water shortages are becoming a real concern in affected areas. Millions of Americans are becoming climate refugees in their own country, displaced from their homes with no certainty of when or if they can return. The fabric of communities is being torn apart. So, the question everyone is asking is, why is this happening? Why now? The scientific consensus is clearer and more urgent than ever. We are living through the consequences of a rapidly changing climate. For decades, Scientists have warned that a warming planet would supercharge our weather, making it more extreme and unpredictable. They warned that hotter, drier conditions would fuel more intense wildfires. They warned that a warmer atmosphere could hold more moisture, leading to heavier rainfall and more powerful storms. In 2025, these warnings are no longer theoretical predictions. They are our lived reality. Jet stream, the high-altitude river of air that governs our weather patterns, has become more erratic. It's wobbling and stalling, leading to prolonged periods of extreme weather, the heat waves that won't break, the storms that won't move, the droughts that won't end. We are pushing the Earth's systems past their breaking point, and the planet is responding with violent force. The response to this crisis has been a monumental undertaking. Federal, state, and local agencies are working around the clock. First responders, firefighters, paramedics, police officers, and National Guard troops are performing incredible acts of bravery every single day. Ordinary citizens are stepping up, forming volunteer rescue crews, opening their homes to strangers, and organizing donation drives. The spirit of American resilience is on full display, but the sheer scale of the devastation is testing that spirit like never before. The recovery process is slow and fraught with challenges. How do you rebuild a town that has been completely incinerated? Where do you relocate a coastal community that is now permanently vulnerable to rising seas? How do you restore faith in a future that feels so uncertain? These are the tough questions that America is grappling with in 2025. This wave of disasters is forcing a nationwide conversation, not just about recovery, but about adaptation. It's becoming clear that we can't simply rebuild in the same way, in the same places. We need to fundamentally rethink how and where we live. We need to build more resilient infrastructure, reform our land use policies, and restore the natural ecosystems, like wetlands and forests that serve as buffers against disaster. Most importantly, this crisis is a deafening wake-up call to address the root cause: climate change. The events of 2025 are making it impossible to ignore the urgent need to transition away from fossil fuels and towards a clean energy economy. It's no longer a political debate. It's a matter of survival. It's the future of the country, the safety of our children, and the stability of our way of life depend on the choices we make right now. The story of 2025 is a harrowing one. It's a story of loss, destruction, and fear. But within this crisis, there is also an opportunity to come together, to innovate, and to build a safer, more sustainable future. The challenges are immense, but the cost of inaction is far greater. The extreme weather of 2025 is not just a passing storm. It's a glimpse into a future that we must fight to avoid. The path forward will be difficult, but it's a path we must walk together. The choices we make in the face of this unprecedented crisis will define the United States for generations to come. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider sharing it. It's a conversation we all need to be a part of. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the issues that are shaping our world. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.